Well, hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee, and it is another Canuary video I am bringing to you. This is a good one. I thought about this for a while, for all of you who like to can. This is a black bean soup I'm going to make and can, but it is also from the guideline USDA's Your Choice Soup. So just so you get an idea of their section for their Your Choice Soup. And I'll put the link down to it because it's really easy to follow, and you know, without explaining everything to you, basically it's just equal parts of liquid and vegetables or meats or whatever. So you can mix and match and combine however you want, season it however you want. It's really a fantastic guideline to follow, especially for new beginners who aren't quite sure. So with that being said, friends, let's get busy. Okay, friends. This is really an easy recipe, and I'm going to tell you the things that I'm going to put into this before I get started cutting up vegetables. So, over here in our pot, you see right here, I've got 6 cups of black beans that I soaked mine overnight. So I soaked them overnight, and then I simmered them for a little bit, drained them. They're sitting in this pot, no liquid in them. They're just nice and warm. Okay? Now we've got 3 quarts, and this is my home canned chicken broth. So it's always great to be able to use from your pantry to make more pantry stock. That's what's nice. I also got a quart of my stewed tomatoes that I'm going to put in here. Now, you don't have to use stewed tomatoes. You can use fresh tomatoes if you want from the store. That's perfectly fine. Or you can use, you know, the canned diced tomatoes or whatever. Any kind of tomato will work. I've got garlic here that I'm going to put in there. And with my vegetables, I have got carrots. You'll see right in here. I've got carrots, onions, and a pepper. Well, I ran out of peppers, friends. So this is another reason why I love my working pantry. I've got a half a cup of dehydrated peppers that are also going to go in this pot. And that'll be about equivalent to another pepper and a half, because I need about 3 peppers for this recipe. Okay? And my seasonings, very simple. I love this. I've got, in this recipe, I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, because my family loves that little bit of heat, and 1 teaspoon of pepper. And that's it. That's it, friends. We're going to get this put together, and then we're going to can it up. So I'm going to chop these vegetables, what I need to chop up, and then I'll be back. now that I've got all my vegetables cut up and in this bowl, I am going to start adding everything to my beans. And when I get it all added in there, then I'll bring you up closer and show you how everything turns out. So first off, I'm going to put all these vegetables in here. And just remember, when you do this, you want equal parts of liquid and solids. So with that, I'm going to toss in my dehydrated, I'm going to do my garlic. Okay, I need about 3 good tablespoons of garlic. And I got half tablespoons right here. Half tablespoon. There's 1, 2. You want about 10 garlic cloves at least. You know, 3. All right. That's good for that. We're going to add in the spices. And remember, it was the cumin, salt, pepper, and cayenne pepper. Okay, now, hear that? You know that's a good seal. We're going to do 3 quarts of the chicken stock. And if we need any more liquid after that, I'm just going to add water. And I most likely will, because I usually do. And now our quart of stewed tomatoes, which is going to be divine in there. And those of you who are new to canning, I know a lot of people do it, but I would never, ever, ever recommend reusing these seals. You put a lot of work into your canning, into preserving your food. And let me tell you, the last thing you want to do is lose all that hard work because you cheated on a seal. So always use new seals. And if you want, you can always buy the reusable seal or reusable lids. Okay, so we're going to turn this up. And we're going to give this a mix. Look at how beautiful that's going to be. We're going to mix this real good because we're going to bring this to a boil. And then we're just simply going to boil it for about, slowly, gentle boil for about 5 minutes before we put it in our jars. And this is going to be gorgeous with the red, the yellow, the orange. Look at all that. Isn't that just beautiful? And the black beans. Now, this is a vegetarian soup. You can add meat to it. By all means, you can add meat to it. You don't even have to do the beans. You can do all meat. This is just, like I said, it's your choice soup. And the guidelines are at the National Center for Home... National Center... that's a big word. I just say the USDA website. And I will put a link in my description box to it. National Center for Home Food Preservation. I believe that's what it is. But I'm telling you, the USDA website is like my best friend. And those of you who are new to canning, make it your best friend. Check every recipe. Just do your homework through the USDA website. And I'm telling you, you'll always have success in canning. Don't just trust any recipe over the internet. Always, always double check it and cross-reference it to the USDA. Now, I'm going to put the lid on this just like so. We're just going to let this heat up to a boil, and then I'm going to turn it down a little bit, and I'm going to time it and just let it gently boil. But in the meantime, I'm going to get my jars ready. And for those of you who aren't sure, I'm using quart jars for this recipe. Okay, friends, this is all ready to jar up. I turned it off. It boiled, gentle boil for 5 minutes. I've got my canner. Let me fix my camera. I've got my pressure canner over here heating up because I've got hot soup, I've got hot jars, and you also need a hot canner. If you're canning cold food, then you can use cold jars and a cold canner. But do not ever mix and mingle because you will experience firsthand thermal shock, and it will bust the bottoms out of your jars. Okay, so we're going to fill these up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do half of the jar with solid, just like the USDA recommends, and then I'll do the other half with liquid. I'll be able to put a little more in there. I usually slide my pan right over there on the edge of my stove. I think that one I got a little, probably a little more solids. You want an inch headspace. Okay? This time I won't fill this one so full. I think I have a little too much in that one, but I think it'll be all right. Okay. And that's all I do. Fill it half with the solids and the other half with the liquids. Leave 1 inch headspace because those beans that are in there are going to absorb a lot of that liquid too. So you want a good 1 inch headspace. Okay, friends, now that I have all the jars filled, we're going to go through and we're going to debubble these. Just give them a good stir. You definitely don't want any air bubbles. And then you might have to adjust the liquid or adjust the headspace because you want to maintain 1 inch headspace. So now I'm going to go through and adjust a little bit of this headspace. Right to the neck is 1 inch. Okay. So there we have it. Now we've done that. Now we're going to go through and we're going to wipe our rims. And I am using a piece of paper towel with a little vinegar on it. And that will work really nice. It'll get all the grease, anything, grease or anything will come off there. Okay, so now we're going to center our lids. And it's not recommended that you boil your lids anymore, so I don't do that. Some people put them in hot water, some people don't. I just use them. All right. And then we are going to put our rings on fingertip tight. You want to make them, get them on there. You just don't want to crank them down. Come on. Okay. I think I got 10 beautiful quarts of black bean soup. My family's going to love this. Okay, now I'm going to put them in my canner. And my canner is good and hot. And I can fit 7 quarts in my canner. So I'll have to do 2 runs with this. Okay, let me move this pan aside because it's empty. Actually, I'm going to put it on my burner up here. It is a little bit heavy, but it'll work really good on there. It won't cool down enough to worry about. Okay, so now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put my lid on here. close it down. Make sure it's centered good on my burner. Okay, friends, now that my lid is on here, I got this burner on high, and this is good. You don't start timing it or put your jiggler on right now. You have got to wait till this vent right here starts to spew a steady stream of steam, and then you're going to let it vent that stream of steam for 10 minutes. And that, friends, is what expels the air from the inside of your canner and allows for your canner to reach the 240 degrees that it needs to. So very important that you vent your canner. Okay, friends, I just realized that I lost some video footage. So once I had let the vent steam and it spews a steady stream of steam for 10 minutes, I put the jiggler on at 10 pounds. And you're going to want to do that according to your altitude, and that you can check at the USDA website as well. Because it is quartz and it is beans. Beans and meat can the same time. I canned my quartz for 90 minutes. Pints you'd can for 75. So after the 90 minutes, that's when the video picks up again. Sorry about that. Okay, friends, this is all done. So open this away from you. Always, always. See that steam come out of there? Boy, that will burn you terrible. All right, so these are finished. We'll see how these look. And you know what I did? This is a good thing to show you. When I put my jars in here, I forgot to put my vinegar in there. I usually put a little shot of vinegar in a canner because it will stop your jars from being cloudy. I don't know if you can see that. See the cloudy on there? That's what happens. Now, the only thing you can do is when it cools down like that, just take and when you wash your jars, put a little vinegar in your water, and it'll take that right off there. Because you always want to wash your jars before you label them and put them in your pantry anyway. That's not the first time that I forgot vinegar. And it won't be the last either. Aren't those gorgeous? Now I got 3 more to do over there, but I got to change my water first. You can see them bubbling. They're beautiful. They're going to start pinging, and that's music to your ears. So there you have it, friends. That's how easy it is to make and can black bean soup. And use your pressure canner. I will put a link to the USDA Your Choice soup recipe and guidelines in my description box. Give this recipe a try. I know you're going to love it. And thanks for watching.